Well, it's a beautiful evening. You're on Sema TV. Remember, you're with Omar bin Shaban. I'm the host. We are having the vice president of a political party, Revolutionary People's Party. When someone says RPP, what should someone think of? What do you do? Are you a political party? Are you an association? Are you a platform? Who are you as RPP? Welcome. Introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. As you have rightfully said, Benedict Nwamani Rutemba is my name, and by the graces of God, I'm serving the nation as the Vice President of the Revolutionary People's Party. RPP is a party which was registered long time ago. Actually, as a matter of fact, we are about to celebrate 11 years. Last year we were commemorating 10 years of being in existence. We received our certificate of registration in 2013. And we started working there, and then we have been in saturation, and we have been moving around. We have moved across the country, mobilized people towards the right cause. You know, partly one of the problems that the country has is showmanship. Showmanship whereby somebody who does not even know what he says, he wants to get into the camera and he starts saying. Somebody before he's prepared even to say what he wants to say, he's already out there saying it. It has taken us over 10 years of preparation, over 10 years of mobilization, over 10 years of streamlining our systems. And as quiet as we have been in the public domain, we decided to take a stance at politics that is issue-based. Because part of the problems, Shaban, that we have as a country is leaders who want to start immediately before they have finished cooking. There is a science of food. Now, the challenge of Africa and Uganda in particular is that as leaders, we want to eat before even the food is cooked. When you get the dream of I should have fish today, before even the fisherman has pulled it out, you are already eating it. And that's part of the problem that we have. So you find that we are solving, as the RPP, we enter into the solving of the problem of unbaked leaders. Leaders who come to the national scene before they have fully understood what is actually their mandate, what they are supposed to do. Today, the government is grumbling and making retreats and all this about corruption. Why do we have corruption is because we have leaders who go into the public domain before they are free-baked. So what we are saying is, why now? Why RPP? What is RPP?
Actually, that was my next question, because according to the way you're sounding now and to the way you're explaining this party, it's not new. It has been there since 2013. People would like to know, where have you been over those years? What have you been doing since 2013 when the party is there? It's now coming to 10 years, to 11 years when the party is in existence. Where have you been for that time?
Thank you very much. You see, the name of the party is Revolutionary People's Party. I want to answer that question of yours starting from there. That the party is revolutionary, and we are revolutionizing not the public propaganda. We are revolutionizing people's lives. We are revolutionizing, it is an effort by the people of Uganda to revolutionize their lives. So when you ask, where have we been for the last 10 years? Why are we coming up now? As a party, around 2014, when we are heating up for the 2016 election, it came into our understanding that the country needs sane leaders that would restore sanity into, first of all, the systems, but secondly, into the lives of people. Mr. Shaban, the people have issues. The people, what they need is not another leader shouting on the podium. The people, what they need is a revolutionary leader. And to be revolutionary means that you are going to sit down and identify the people of Karamoja. What are they going through? Identify what are the farmers in Kanungu going through. Identify what are the Kusoga people going through with their sugar issues. Identify what problems are people having in Tororo. What problems do people in Nabiratu having? Then once you have understood these problems, it's not a right-on method. It's not a chance to go and start putting it everywhere, washing the country's dirty linen in the public, going abroad and bombarding all our national misfortunes to the public outside there. It is a chance for any sensible leader to sit down and ask, if I'm not in government and I want to help the people, how can I help them? So where have we been? We have been identifying these challenges. We set out the team of our researchers into the country. We sent out the team of our professional researchers in different fields, identifying particular problems, so that once we come to the national scene and we have solved these problems, the problems will be solved once and for all. So we have been in Uganda, for your information. We have been moving around, meeting farmers, meeting local business people, meeting people and making assessment of how bad is our country is. How bad are we? Which state are we in as a country? Are we doing bad job? Are we doing, because sometimes, Shaban, you find that somebody will come and tell you that Uganda, we are doing bad job, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Yes, indeed. In some senses, we are doing bad job. But then you find that even because this person is a self-seeker, you know, a lot of people we see around are self-seekers. So we have identified strategic problems that the country is faced with. That's what we have been doing. Because when we got guns in 1980s and 81, and we went to the bushes and we fought and we killed ourselves, that was a statement that as the people of Uganda, it is upon us to liberate ourselves. And when the government, this NRM regime came into power, and we saw that they started manifesting the signs that people, our fathers and our grandfathers were killed for, we had to say, where do we go? And for your information, there are no bushes anymore. So we cannot get guns. You get that? We can't get guns that we are going into the bushes to fight. Where do we go? We go to the Ugandans. So we have been with the Ugandans, identifying their problems, region per region, identifying whatever they are going through. And now, you may ask, why are we coming up now? We have been getting calls from different TVs, different radio stations, and we said, no, we cannot do what? We cannot proceed with the public demands. So we reached the time, and now we say, we have reached at a level where our researchers and our teams, our systems have been fully informed. That right now, what we are looking at is how do we go from this phase and we now start saving the country practically.
Okay, according to your political party, we are seeing so many political parties that have now come across, and others are still coming. Someone, a citizen in Kapchorwa, a citizen in central Buganda here, would like to know, why are you coming out with a new political party, not joining these other political parties? What are you up to?
Thank you very much. I think you are getting it the other way around. Let me explain it like this. We are not a new party coming up. This is what I want the nation and everybody to understand. That we are not a party that is coming up. We are not a new party. We are a party which is 11 years old. So the question is, why did we start?
Not joining other parties.
Why didn't we join other parties? At the time that the RPP was founded, some of our founders were law students. Some of our founders were long-serving civil servants. People who sat down and realized that the promise that we had been given was actually half-baked. That the promise that we received in 1986 did actually come to fruition. So the question became, can we join them? Now remember that time, in 2013, if you are speaking, is the time when we had finished the 2011 elections with all the electoral violence and the electoral malpractice that had taken place, all the injustices that had taken place. So we thought, it was thought that it is incumbent upon the people of Uganda not only to think, but also to do. So joining other parties would not be a problem, Mr. Shaban. This is what I want you to know. It's about identifying the dream for the people of Uganda. So what is the dream for the people of Uganda? This is the important part that most of us in the public leadership, we ought to realize that the Ugandans are not concerned with who is in the State House. They don't care. I don't know whether you have thought about any day sleeping in the State House. Nobody cares about who sleeps in the State House. Nobody cares about this. We care about service delivery. The Ugandans are minding about how do we get our services? How do we get value for our taxes? When we pay tax, how do we get the value for the tax we pay? How do we get the value in the education system? How do we get value in health, in our health services? How do we get value in whatever we do as the people? So the question is not why would we not join the parties? The question is there a party that is rightfully serving the people of Uganda? So what is the truth? What is the fact now? It's that we do not have many parties that are direct in opposition with the ruling party in ideology.
Okay, we are going to first take a commercial break. We'll take a breath of water, and then when we come back, we are going to be looking on what this political party is going to do or is going to put in place that other political parties have not managed to put in place. Welcome back from that commercial break. Remember, we are still having the Vice President of RPP, or the Revolutionary People's Party. And remember, this political party started in 2013. They are soon celebrating their 11th. I don't know when the month did you start this political party, but if we are to calculate, you are around 11 years now in existence. Mr. Benedicto, Before we went to the commercial break, I wanted to know, what do you think you as RPP you're going to do that other parties, NUP, JEMA, DP, NRM, that has been in existence for over years and years, that haven't put in place? Why are you even so promissive to these Ugandans that you're going to bring something new?
Yes, thank you, Shaban. This question sounds simple, and you ask it in a simple way, like it is simple and relaxing, but instead it is a deep question that rings supreme to the ideals and the beliefs and the creed of the party, the ideology of the party. What are we going to do that other people have not done? You see, that's a tempting question. It's a question which makes you think that everything has been done in Uganda, like everything is finished. Like Uganda does not need revolutionary ideas.
True.
Let me say this. First of all, we are not here to compete with anybody. RPP is not in competition with anybody. That's why we ended up taking over 10 years of doing research and preparations, because we are not in a hurry. We know Uganda is here to stay. That is the background you need to understand RPP in. That we have the conviction that leadership that we have is not something that is going to come today and it goes tomorrow. And it is not incumbent upon me, Benedict, or upon our president, Joshua Kaswahuri. No, it's not incumbent our Secretary General, Uganda Isaac. It's incumbent upon all of us. So we take it in phases, realizing that the things that we need to do as a country do not depend on one individual. This is one thing that you need to know. Why do you think we have successfully managed to live for 10 years without actually coming into public confrontation? It's because, one, our party is based on the principle of integrity and the principle of leadership. Now, when we are offering our leadership, we give an integral leadership. It is not based on individual acumenship. Most parties you see, let me give you a synopsis of the parties. You hear they say, this is the Dr. Kizza Bessigye's party, this is Mugisha Muntu's party, this is the Bob Wine's party, this is Museveni's party. That is what kills the parties in Uganda. So number one of what we are offering in Uganda is an accountable leadership rather, that is for all the people. That even you, Shaban, you are free to join the party. And you can join the party. You rise to any ranks without any hesitation. There are no positions that are reinforced. That this is you know, some parties have named like I have heard in the public domain. Where did I find that? I think I was in Arua. Somebody saying, hey, the leader of the party. There is the way they are calling it. I'm forgetting it. I will get back to it. That this is like the leader, one man. What he says is law in the party. Number one, if we are to avoid and fight all dictatorship in the country, it starts with the political parties. Because political parties present what we call optional government. We present another government. So what we are offering in Uganda is a government that Ugandans can control. We are a group of Ugandans that have come together, and we are presenting this party not as our party, but as a platform for all Ugandans. Because what happens is, when there is supreme leadership in the party, then it brings the gap for dictatorship. that if so and so does not want this, then it cannot happen. So what we are doing, number one, is we are offering the party as a platform, as a ground, as a playground for all Ugandans to pray equally, to come and be trained in authentic leadership, to come and get leadership skills that they will need, then offer themselves and support them in running for offices. We have some members who have been running as independent, but they are part of the Revolutionary People's Party. Because we discovered that we cannot just come. So it's not like we are new. We have members across the country, scattered, but we wanted to position RPP as this party which is pro-people, which is for the people. I think Ugandans should mark this, that anybody who is telling you is bringing you glad tidings, is bringing you change, is bringing you everything, but he's using the NRM system. If your party is also having a political structure from the president to the LC1, which means you are using the NRM system, which means even if you took the government, you would also need all these people. You will find you need all of these districts, you will need all of these individuals. What are we offering now? We are saying, our first year when we are in government, if that Ugandans will trust that, will be number one, to go back to 2006. And we make sure that the districts in Uganda are the districts that were there.
Should we think the district being many in the country or distributing a lot of districts within the country is one of the things that is affecting the service delivery to Ugandans? Because according to the party, the ruling party, and to those who are ahead of us in the governance, they describe it as if distributing these districts, creating new districts, will be easy for them to access the services, to deliver services direct to these people. When you say that districts being many is also affecting or is also hindering the development of the country, are we not contradicting with what is already in ears of the people?
Auntie, you see, when you fear contradiction, you get a problem. The problem is that the number of districts that we have, it means the constituencies increase. You get? It means the municipalities increase. It means the RDCs increase. It means these people increase. So the government becomes too big, that to facilitate the government itself takes almost half of the national budget. The increasing of the districts and the constituencies and everything is not for service delivery. This is what my research shows, that we need to reduce the structures, we need to reduce the size of the government. So that when this government is there in a position, the leaders are few, accountable, and cost effective. What RPP is offering Ugandans is a chance at a government that is limited, both in power and in structure. Because the problem right now is not corruption. I'm hearing everybody saying the problem is corruption. The problem with Uganda is corruption. The problem is not corruption. The problem is too much power that is wielded by these particular individuals. Have you met one, like an RDC or a DPC of some district? Oh, he's like a small god. I know one RDC who went on a rampage of caning the people. These 10 years have made us see things. You move somewhere and you find the prison is having people who just disagreed with the RDC. Do you know who the RDC is? Residential District Commissioner. A person who is just appointed as a commission of the president to be like to lead the spy network of the president. These are some of the positions that must be dealt away with.
Does it mean they should be undermined?
Not undermined. They should not be there. Because they are not civil servants. They are not elected. I don't know the difference. We have two types of leaders. People who serve the public. These are leaders who are elected, which means the people have signed a memorandum of understanding, have signed a contract, a civil contract, a social contract with the people, with the leader. They signed a contract with the other people that we have chosen Benedict. Now RPP has trusted me that for the time being I can be the vice president. I have a social contract, a mandate from the RPP. Now, those are types of leaders, those we vote. The chairperson, LC5, the leaders, the councillors, those ones we vote. Then you have leaders who are the civil servants, professionals that have been employed by the state. These are the cows, the chief administrative officers. Those ones are employed by the state to run as accountants of the district, the chiefs to run as the accountants of the sub-county. Because we know the gentleman who is elected is there for 5 years and he goes. But the chief administrative officer remains as an accountant because he can remain there throughout the election, he's always there. Now, when we have those who are elected and those who have applied and have, by the virtue of their qualification, have been trusted, employed to take over these duties, this particular person hanging in between them, called the RDC, what is he doing? These are things which are bringing up corruption. That corruption is a symptom of the system that is bringing it. So you cannot treat the symptom without treating the cause of the problem. So the problem is, and I want to say this one categorically, NRM system when it started, it was a people's system. Somewhere, somehow it was hijacked. Now the problem of Uganda is the system itself. That is fact number one that I want your TV to bring up. That the problem is the system. So we must not only fight to do away with the current leaders, we must do away with the system. So what is RPP offering? We have an direct opposing system of governance, which is not common. Now I'm answering the other question of yours. It's not common in these parties. That these parties are fighting an individual. They are fighting Museveni. When you fight Museveni, he can go. His son will take over. When the son takes over, using the same system, we will remain with the same problem. We have no problem with anybody in the State House. So long as the system is a people's system. That's why it is very important right now, at this point in time, for members to seek membership and to see how they can join the RPP. Because rightfully so, the Revolutionary People's Party, we are at the point where we believe is the only party that is standing alone to say we need to do away with the entire system. You have seen the speaker, you have seen the people, you have seen the people corrupt and their government officials, and they continue with their dear works. Why? They have the power. So we must find a way of doing away with this system from as far as LC1. We must reorganize the country. Revolutionary, we must reorganize the country. And we put this system that is for the people. Limited government with limited power and limited expenditure. That is number one. Then we must, first of all, number two, we must find a way of eliminating some of the bad laws that have come into our country. Through the system, we have had to develop some laws that are actually negative to ourselves. For example, I want to give Shaban, I want to use one example, one law, one act, which I think is the sole cause of the problems. The Privatization Act. I don't know whether majority of the people know this, but at some point in time, 1992, 1993, 1994, the country entered into a phase where we said we are going to privatize whatever we have. So our banks, national banks, our cooperatives, our government agencies, our lands, everything, we are put into the hands of particular individuals. This gave these people too much power. So any Ugandan, from the president to my mother, anybody who is willing to change the country, you must realize that you cannot fight corruption when there is a law that mandates one individual to go and elect Victoria and cuts it into a half and uses the law to take part of Lake Victoria. That this is my plot, this is my land. That is the law, that some of those laws must be identified. By the way, I want to challenge the Ugandan Law Society to do the country a favor and identify some of these acts. Because our legal department has done some groundwork on that. But when it is a force from the Uganda Law Society, Human Rights Commission, when all of us we do this, it becomes a national problem. So I think the Uganda Law Society should, in a way, come up to the occasion and find these laws, because they have the expertise, they have whatever it takes. Then people will believe. If I say today that privatization is the cause of the problem, some people will doubt. Some people think, privatization, it helped us, now we can run our own buses, we can run. Then we forget that we had the Uganda bus services, we had the train services. All of these things died because the powers were gotten from the state and given to particular individuals. So, as I conclude that question, because it's extensive, as I told you when you asked it, what we are offering is not the change of particular individuals. We are not in the fight of particular individuals. We are in the fight to bring up a system of governance that is small, limited in the power, that is pro-people. A system that is going to serve the people, not serve the needs of the individuals. And if you understand that at that level, you'll understand what RPP is actually.
Okay. Well, as RPP, people would like to know, where are you found? Regardless of these strategies you're laying, your structure you're having, your existence for 11 years, where are you found? Where are you based? To say NRM Chadondo, maybe FDC, Najanankumbi, Sam Katonga, you see, to say NUP, NUP, Kavule. So, where are you found as RPP?
Thank you very much. We live in a country which is ruled by the military regime, with high levels of spy networks, with the high levels of security apparatus. Everywhere you step, you find there security. You find there this and this. And most of the times, this security is mandated to safeguard the regime. So for the last 10 years, we made it a point to as our tactic, as our method of operation to work simultaneously across the country. So that we do not have a specific place for the regime to raid. You have seen offices of political parties being raided. You have seen political parties saying they have broken into our offices, they have taken our computers, all of this and this and this. Because we knew we had not yet reached a level where we have enough information, enough preparation that we can do. And by the way, that's why I think Mujishamuntu and the auntie, I think they are also doing the same thing.
According to your statement...
Let me finish. Let me finish that question. So, within this year, when we saw that now we have fully prepared what we want to prepare, that's why we said we are going to have an operational office. And for your information, our operational office is located in Michireka. Right now, membership, massive recruitment is taking place. And people are joining the ranks of the party. And if you want to become a member, you just go to Chireka, you will look for Isabella Plaza, you'll find there a small operation office, and you take charge of your card, you pick your card and you become a member. Why are we not telling you that here is where our final office is because we do not yet have a national to say we have not yet amassed a lot of resources like some brothers of ours so that we can say we are both there. But above all, we want to keep our head offices anonymous so that we can be able to save the party. Because most of the parties, as you have heard, have died into oblivion, have ended up without actually doing whatever they want to do because they are always being targeted. So right now, we are just coming up. Everything we do, we first agree. We are just coming up now because...
After 10 years, coming up.
After 10 years, we are coming to the media. We have been out. We have not been in the media. By the way, this is part of the belief that not every good thing you do, you are supposed to be going out and showing it off. Hey, you have seen some individuals, you go to the slum, you are helping people, you are taking photos, we were here helping people. That is showmanship. And other people will not believe in showmanship. We believe in quality service. So when we give the service, our people are there. Those whom we have helped, those whom we have dealt with, those whom we have removed from prison, those who have been falsely incarcerated and we have helped them, those prisoners who are in prison, political prisoners, some of them they know that we have been visiting them, we have checked on them. We are doing what we can as a party. But right now, we said let us have an operational office so that members of the public, everybody can now know that we can come and we become the member because we are targeting to come out massive. You will be amazed that there is nobody going to manage to infiltrate the party because we have been at it for 10 years.
Okay, if you're still rooting, still under or underground, and you're not visible into the community, you're not trying to show up what you're doing into public because you're cowards, you're fearing that the ruling regime maybe might run you down. How are we sure that you're going to protect us who are behind you? You're going to provide the security even you as a party you're not having.
Thank you very much. Have you done a research to know how many young people since 2020, 2021 are in jail and have not been released? Now, it is not being cowards. It's called being smart. You see, when you are going, even if a lion is sleeping, you do not go touching it to its mouth unless you are ready to run. You get? Now, as a party, we know, I've told you, some of our fathers, some of us, we have members even in the security forces. We have advisors in these things. These I'm not supposed to say. But we know the kind of regime we are dealing with. We know it very well. It's a strong military regime. This is not like something anybody does not know. We have one of the strongest military in Africa. UPDF has grown to become one of the strongest military in Africa. Now, with its systems and all of this, if they have said they are defending something, and you want to come up against that something they are defending, you must be a fool to act before you are prepared. You must be a big fool. Because now when you say we are cowards, these are rhetorics that are used by individuals who want to mess up people's lives. Because at RPP, one of our comradeship creed is that every life matters. We do not leave any life behind. So even if we say we are marching into the street and through our way, we have done some demonstrations, but we do not claim it. I have seen some circumstances when some parties have come to claim the demonstrations that have been done by some of our people.
And that's what NRM did when it felt like it is not able to work under the regime that was there by that time, that was reigning people's rights. They went into bush. They had to sacrifice. Then you're here telling us that for your case, you advise your people just to be wise.
The point is this, Ishaban, that for you see, in 1980, do you know what was the population of the world? The population of the world was few. There were few people. Part of the biggest part of the world was the Uganda itself was having, is it 18 million or 16 million in Uganda? Now Uganda, last census has said we are around 45, 46 million, around there. Now, what does that one tell you? That the land mass of Uganda has not increased.
But the
population have increased.
Okay.
So wait. You see, you people, you need always to understand it. When the people have increased, it means it's like you have a playground, 100 by 50 by 100. You have been playing there when you are 22 people. Then I bring a team. I put here 100 people and 100 people. If you are going to score a goal in that playground, you must not think you are going to play like someone who was playing when there were 11 people. This side and this side. What am I saying? That it's not cowardice to prepare. You should not think like it's cowardice to prepare. By the way, if when you are going to succeed at anything, you must prepare. Let me give you a vivid example. We lost the Senegal under the people power and the drive of His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi. We lost many people. Some of our young people who were under some organizations that we were using, like the Arrow, died in the marches. You get? Do you remember the lady who was knocked by the vehicle?
Yes.
Now, when you act before you are prepared, you are not going to be able to handle the responsibilities that come your way.
Remember, you're still on SEMA TV, and it's Fact Show, whereby we speak things on the way they are. They are unfiltered. We don't filter anything, and everyone, by the way, is accountable of his speech. The statement, you always been here, it's not for the management or for the team that is heading this TV or a show. It is just for you as an individual. Okay, should we expect in 2026 a representative from RPP?
I know the media guys, you are always eager to ask about the elective politics. And if you have been keen, in the last 10 years, we have not contested anywhere because we have been building ourselves. And when the time reaches for 2026, Since we are coming out, we will find the best answer to that question at its best time. Right now, we do not want to antagonize anybody's business. We are Ugandans mobilizing, and we want also Ugandans to keep at their work. The problem with Africa, one of the problems, is that we want to play politics even when it is needed, when it is not needed, rather. When your brother is shot and is in the hospital, someone wants to come and take a picture and play politics with his head. When your wife, your husband is in the prison because of political reasons, we want to play politics about that. And the RPP is rather different. That's not our approach to things. So right now, we are following the electoral guidelines from the Electoral Commission, and at the right time when we are supposed to declare whether we have a candidate or not, it will be known. We do not want unnecessary hype and unnecessary problems to our members and our candidates. But I assure you, the candidates are there this time.
The potential one.
Leave potential ones. The candidates are there from LCU 1. If we have to put all the structure, we will get the people. We are now out, coming for the Ugandans, to the help of the Ugandans. The person who should expect problems from us, by the way, is the corrupt. The person who should expect, you told me what Ugandans should expect. We have no problem with peaceful Ugandans. But the person who is corrupt, who is a thief, who is stealing public resources, the person who is stealing public land, the person who is stealing public property, that person who is stealing your money, that's the person who should be fearing us. So Ugandans should not expect problems from us unless they are thieves, unless they are corrupt, unless they are people who are causing problems, unless they are breaking the law. Because what the local person, the normal Ugandan should expect, is that their defenders are finally out. The justice hunters, the defenders, we are finally out. And we are coming for all those that are infringing on the rights of the people. As I said, Benedict is my name. And I want to welcome people, all of them, all Ugandans, who of all walks of life. If you still think Uganda deserves a future, if you still think Uganda deserves a chance at a better future, please find a way of linking with other people.
Okay. What are your last words towards the nation, or you would like to share with the citizens who have been watching us on Sema TV Fact Show?
What I would want to conclude with is, as other people, we are not out to catch anyone. But what people should not misunderstand is that RPP is a party which is easy. Because I want to say this as I conclude. Some Ugandans, because of our silence, of working out our plans and our programs independently of the public, no. Some people have thought like RPPs can be taken advantage of in some way. We have had some instances where some people have dragged some of us in court and we have knocked them out there. We have had some people who have made attempts at like 4 times, people making attempt at infiltrating the party. So what I want to conclude with is that RPP is a revolutionary party. It has its revolutionary leaders. Anybody who wants to join the party joins the rank of the party as a member. After becoming a member, you serve the party, and then the leadership and the party will see whether you are worthy of being a public leader, and they will appoint you or they will nominate you. It is not something which is there for grabbing. That's what I want to conclude with. And I want to thank you. First of all, before I thank you, I want to thank the President Mr. Joshua Kaswahuli
of your party,
of our RPP president and the national chairman, and our secretary Gambi Isaac for sending me and allowing me to come to Sema TV to open up some of these views. I want to thank all the members of other people wherever they are. Don't fear the fight. Keep up the struggle. Keep fighting. What we have built for 10 years is now finally out. We are going to have our brick put on the national building that we are going to build. And in a special way, I want to thank you for hosting me. Thank you very much.
Okay, remember I've been hosting the Vice President of RPP, or Revolutionary People's Party, and he's been addressing us on some matter regarding on their political party and their structure system that they have already put in place for over 11 years. They have been in existence, what we should expect from them and where they are heading. I've been Umar bin Shaban on Sema TV Fact Show. Don't miss the next time. We shall be discussing on different matters.